I started in 1972. My parents put me in karate, and it was a Christmas present. I remember the very first time of walking on the mat and not being sure what to expect. By 5, I was competing in karate and then started boxing. So I competed heavily, I liked it. And then I decided I was going to give a shot at fighting kickboxing. It was a really new sport at the time, and it was basically, in 1984, I would compare kickboxing to very hard karate. I was traveling internationally already before I graduated high school, but by the time I hit college, I was everywhere. 19, I was bouncing all over the world. We started fighting outside of the US. I started fighting these guys from Japan, from Thailand, from France, and either our skill level got better or we would get beat up everywhere. In that career, you know, we didn't have, I'm a Muay Thai fighter, we had, I'm a fighter. I fought everything, and we just trained to fight, and they would tell us the rules before we went, basically. Sometimes we would get there and find out what the rules were. So you just had to be ready, and you had to be willing to evolve. Now, the plus side of that is you become very adaptable, and you learn how to fight different guys in different ways, and you really see a lot of things coming before they happen because of all that experience of fighting the different rules. So, ended up being pretty good at some of this stuff, and that's how I captured a lot of different world titles. And I think really seeing the world and seeing outside of that little bubble in Oklahoma I grew up in helped me think differently than I thought. So when you start traveling, you go to Japan, you see how they live, changes the way you think. You go to Africa, you see how they live, it changes the way they think. You go to England, or you go to Russia, these people we're supposed to hate, and they're just the same of us. It changes the way you think. So I gotta say, I was just excited. I wasn't too stupid to be scared. And the feeling of walking in and hearing an arena of people, you know, I was so convinced at 16 that I was going to be a superstar that I didn't even know to be scared or to look back. I really did. I truly thought that. And so I think that's part of the reason why I was able to step up to that level, because I was dumb enough to believe I was at that level. And so I did it. I was actually able to do it.
Back, we're done, it's a wrap. I'm tired of going in circles like we were running laps. On to the next one, on to the next phase, as I escape into the next page of my essays. My best days are in front of me as I embrace recovery, stay discovering that my greatest love is me. In summary, it's me, myself, and I. Yeah, what we need is inside, so seek and ye shall find. Moving on, cruising strong, prove them all. Who's the boss? Who the thought you find the truth to solve the fear, you lose it all. God moves in mysterious ways, now it's so clear on my face. I need a delirious days, and myriad of ways become an experienced state. I'm here to stay, from 83 till infinity. Nathan B will be giving the race displays of faith.
Et la vie de Dida Diafat a été absolument extraordinaire, et elle l'est toujours 10 ans après. Et voilà, et premier low kick de la jambe droite, et on a déjà vu l'Américain briller, enchaînement crochet gauche derrière. Bon, ça va être très compliqué pour l'Américain.
Ouais, monsieur Verschure qui l'arrête.
Once that final bell rings, can't change it. It is what it is. You can only change what happens afterwards. So, you know, my only regrets is when I didn't work hard enough, or if something else was a priority in my life instead of the fight that I was doing. That tended to be when I did bad. And to me, bad is I didn't win. You know, I think I had 39 or 40 losses out of 236 fights. So I had a lot of nights I felt like I did really good. And I had some nights where I just dropped the ball. I was in somebody else's skin. You know, who is this guy and why won't he move? You know, that's how it is. My wife and my son have been there every step of the way, through the good times and the bad times, because the life of a fighter isn't always easy. You know, shady promoters, sometimes the pay isn't right, sometimes you're in a country where you can't call your family. So those issues are very hard for a family to deal with.
I wasn't in the ring, I was in his heart in the ring, but I wasn't the one in there battling, so I'm sure I was there. I just I was just as proud of him when he won a title or if he lost. It didn't matter. My question was always, are you all right? It's not, did you win or lose? It's, are you all right? That's all I cared about, because I didn't marry him because he had a world title. I could care less about that. I just wanted to know my husband was safe and healthy, so he can go do it again.
For a while there, I was literally fighting every month. I was on a plane going somewhere else, and the injuries mounted up. So taking a little bit of time, I let myself heal, and I thought, you know what, I got more in me. So ended up fighting more, so finally retired in February of 2007.
No, I wanted him to retire, but I wanted him to retire when he wanted to retire.
We've lived a lot of places. You know, the fight industry has taken me from Colorado to Oklahoma to New Mexico to Japan. The last place my family moved was to Florida. But the economy hit and things took a big turn.
I had recently lost my job. We had to choose either pack up and go back where we've already been, or pack up what we could, sell everything, and move forward and try this adventure in Puerto Rico.
I was doing a lot of seminars in Puerto Rico, and it seemed like a great place to come and bring Muay Thai. On your back. Keep punching, keep punching, keep punching. 10 seconds in the air. 5 seconds. Is as a trainer and as a athlete and as a martial artist, there's too much downtime here. This place is in the Caribbean. It's always on vacation. There's always a celebration. There's always a party. Well, it's very hard to train athletes when there's always a party. We take a lot of pride in the fact that we are open 6 days a week. Whether there's a little Christmas or there's election day. You know, I don't even know all the holidays, but whatever they are, we stay open. And because we want to prove a point to everybody that we're here to help you every day, not just on the days it's convenient. So to try to change a lifestyle of people that are very ingrained to their lifestyle has been our biggest challenge, is to get people to understand the benefits of doing it every day, not doing it for 3 days, and then having a party for 3 days, and then expect to be good again. Hard, guys. Now you work for 30 seconds. Put those punches up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get. It's going to take about a year of working heavily with these athletes, working them on the technique, working them on how to breathe right, how to transition from stand-up to being on the ground, to really get the athletes strong enough to start competing on an international level. And that's my big goal here, is to, you know, not have one guy that can beat another guy across the island, is to have athletes here we can take to Japan and take to Kazakhstan and take to these other places to truly put Puerto Rico on the map. I want to send somebody that's going to go over there and win. I want to send somebody that's going to go over there and compete. That's when you're ready to take athletes, not when you've got a guy that is good enough to get you a plane ticket over there. So we're waiting. You know, I'm waiting for my guy to step out.
Right now I'm training, you know, I want to be really good and then set up a fight.
Since we moved to Puerto Rico, his passion has changed. In the last year, he's really become interested in the family business and learning the craft of Muay Thai. He's helping to work with some of the new students. So he's to the point now where he's told me he wants to do this. He wants to experience it. So we are now starting his training for his first match. He's almost 6'2" and 140 pounds. He has amazing ability and doesn't know it yet. I would say he's rough around the edges right now for sure. We're working hard to get his conditioning in place, so he's training 3 times a day right now to get his conditioning at the level that it needs to be. And this is just for a 3-round fight. People don't understand that there's so much more than just 6 minutes of work.
20 seconds. You gonna be a fighter? Missy, you be a fighter. Stay in there and work. You be alright? I promise. Better. See, you gotta run around. You stay like that and you fight. And you can handle it no matter how big they are, right? Gotta throw something. Better get your head up and throw
It's all the anxiety, all the preparation that goes into it. But we're working him heavily. We're working him heavily on the basics, and I would say now he's rough around the edges. I would say in 10 weeks we'll see a much different young man.
That's what I had hoped, that one day he could just pour all of this knowledge that he has into this one person that can continue it on with the same passion and the same love that he has.
No, it is important to me that he's a fighter. It's not important to me that he gets in the ring. It's important to me that he's a fighter and that he stands up in what he believes in, fights for what's right. He learns that to stand up for his family. That's what's important to me, and I think that's a fighter.
Well, especially getting the knowledge my dad has, I know I can get really good at it. I don't know if I'll be able to get all these world titles or not even close to that because I haven't been doing it my whole life. But I wanna try to get up there somehow. I wanna work at it.
He's growing tremendously as a fighter every day, and I have all the confidence in all his abilities, and come fight night, I don't think he'd be willing to give that up at all. I think he knew what he was signing up for when he did this. He wants to have the experience, and there's nothing to lose for him. He gets to, like I said before, he gets to share an experience with his dad, and if it grows into him wanting to do it more, then that's great too.
Good job, Jimmy. Bam! Perfect.
It's all about setting up and chess, I can see how, it's all a mind game. That's totally what it is, it's a mind game. The only reason why I lost was because of my mind,
I still don't know what it's going to be like seeing my kid get hit full force for the first time, how hard it's going to be to not crawl through the ropes and want to help.
No importa que te den, no importa lo que pase. Ya la pelea, enfocamos en el training hasta que David diga, vamos para el ring.
See your body came through for me last night. I need you guys to keep the beers off of the ring. I also need to keep yourselves off of the ring. These guys are going to be fighting. It's unsafe if you guys have your hands and so forth. So listen, you guys can get as close as you like, except for that red corner and this blue corner.
Brennan, no matter what he does, I'm proud that he's going to actually be able to share an experience that he's heard his father talk about so many times, to get into the ring and face an opponent. I'm extremely proud of him to face that, and he's, like I said, he's got huge shoes to fill. He's got great expectations at everything that he does. So for him to step up and know all this is facing him and still have the drive to do it, I'm very proud. But I want him to chase his dream, whatever that is. That'll make me most proud.
I'm doing it for myself, and I'm doing it for Dad and everybody. You know, I wanna show that I can do it. I wanna do it. I wanna experience it.
You know, I'm very proud to say since he's little, we've called him Little Thunder, and he's been a fighter every step of the way, just in different ways.
How you feel? Great! Yeah! That's what's up, let's go! Come on, 2 minutes, you got it? Wake up, you alright? 2 minutes, let's go finish this shit. Keep your hands up here, come on, let's go.
I don't think I could ever leave it. It's, you know, I've had this question my entire life, and I just don't even know how you quit something like that. It's so much a part of my life that I just don't know how you would stop. You know, I'm to the point where I've worked my body so many years, when I don't work it, it hurts. It's painful. So if I keep my body moving and keep it limber and keep it agile, I feel great. So I'd rather keep feeling great.
What we want to do outside of this, there's no extra time. This is what we're doing, and we're giving 100% to it, all of us.
Well, of course fighting is always my fault, you know? I mean, it's always up to me if I want to fight. You know, he's not just going to go book a fight for me. But yeah, I'm planning on training right now, and I plan on continuing as far as I know.
I don't think the desire ever goes away. I really don't. You know, every day since I've retired, you know, every fight show I've gone to, every time I see TV, the desire comes back. So I don't think that ever goes away. But I have to rechannel it. And I feel grateful for the fact I have somebody to rechannel it through. I have my fighters, but there's nothing closer to home than the kid that you love and part of your family out there representing you.
6 feet 1 inches tall, trained by David Thunder Cummings, and representing